chicken.
What's up, everyone? In this video, we'll be going over my Nintendo World Championship NES Edition speedrun category that I've made up called 78 Levels Blindfolded. Why 78 levels? Well, there are 156 levels in this game, and I thought it would be a fun category to beat exactly half of the game blindfolded, which is 78 levels. Some notes that I'd like to go over before I go over the 78 levels is, first off, I will not be talking about different strategies that I could use on the levels, as there are some levels that I can beat faster than what I show in my personal best run. For example, the exit stage right level on Kirby's Adventure, I have beaten it in 14.26 seconds, doing a slightly faster strategy. However, that strategy is a bit inconsistent for me, and so I do a slower yet consistent strategy, which takes me about 20 to 22 seconds. If I went over every faster strategy that I have found for talking over 78 levels, this would be an incredibly long video, and I'm sure there are faster strategies that others can come up with that I just haven't thought of, so just to get through the 78 levels faster, I'll just go over only the strategies that I use for those 78 levels. Another thing that I like to talk about is marathon versus personal best attempts. As for personal best attempts, I can do an attempt over and over and over, restart at the start of a run if I'd like to try to get the optimal beginning. And so I do levels such as The Body Will Follow and Firefights in Zelda 1, Zelda 2 respectively, as those are the two I'm most inconsistent with, but are some of the fastest levels that I can do blindfolded. So if I mess them up, I can restart the run over and over until I get those two as fast as I would like. Whereas a marathon run, I would not start with The Body Will Follow. In fact, I would actually omit that level and replace it with Heating Up from Excitebike. As while that level is much slower, I'm far more consistent with it, so I feel safer to get that level done than The Body Will Follow. So the only difference in routing is that I don't start with The Body Will Follow and Firefights. For marathons, I would actually take out The Body Will Follow and replace it with an Excitebike level. Whereas PB attempts, I would start with those two and then follow up with Kirby. Since the category is 78 levels blindfolded, you can do any of the 78 levels as long as you complete 78 levels, as well as do them in any order you would like. I just find it easiest to start with Kirby levels and work my way through each game until I reach Super Mario Brothers. I'm sure optimally it would be better to alternate between games to save some time on menuing. It's just currently I just do one game at a time. And I start with Kirby's Adventure and work my way to Super Mario as the end, as it's just a personal reason. I like the idea of ending the speed run on the very first level that you play when you first start up the game, which is Mush Zoom, as well as ending it on Super Mario Brothers, which is probably the most iconic Nintendo Entertainment System game and possibly even the most iconic Nintendo game of all time. So for me, it just sounds nice ending it there where it all pretty much started. And as you can see on the dock that I have up, these are the 78 levels I would do for a PB attempt. The times that are highlighted in yellow are levels that will always take me 20 or more seconds. And the one level that's highlighted orange is the level that will always take me over 30 seconds. It's just a neat way for me to keep track of the 78 levels I want to do, as well as maybe get an idea of what levels I should replace later if I could find something faster. Now, since I mentioned heating up, for anyone who wants to know how that's done, should they ever see me doing a marathon run, let me make sure that that's lined up, which it should be. Oh, there we go. I'm going to go over that real fast. So basically, at the start of the level, I move to the third lane, and after the first or second ramp you can choose, I move to the bottom lane so I can hit the arrows. After hitting the arrows, the following ramps, I will move to the top, and then from there on, after the next arrow, I will start tapping right after each ramp. As you can see, since I didn't tap right there, I fell but you're supposed to tap right after every ramp just to prevent yourself from crashing, and then that's the rest of the level, is using the speed boost when you can, holding A when you can't, and just tapping right on each ramp. It's a very super level that should always take me about 31 to 34 seconds if I don't mess up. As for the run itself, as I had mentioned earlier, I start with the dragon fights. So starting with the Body Will Follow from Zelda 1, I buffer my A attack at the start so I can immediately shoot a sword beam, and then I try to get 4 more sword beams to the right, go towards the middle to attack 2 more times, and then I just move up and down until I hopefully kill Gleeok. What makes that level so inconsistent for me is once a head or two falls off of Gleeok, they shoot fireballs, and they move around. If one of those fireballs or their heads hits me and pushes me to the left or to the right, my strategy doesn't work. If they push me too far down, my strategy most likely won't work. There are cases where I do get pushed down, but because I'm holding up, because after I do the specific attacks that I want to do, I just move up and down and start swinging the sword, hoping to hit the boss. So that was a 7-second time. I can get from 6 to 9 seconds. So that's why I like starting with that one first, as it's a very fast level if I can get it first try. And I can just restart if it fails. Firefights is super simple. I just jump and then just mash down in hopes that I kill the boss. Sometimes it doesn't work. I probably get it once every 3 to 5 tries. But it's a pretty simple strategy. Just wait until a specific point in the music, jump to the left, and mash down. And the faster you mash, the faster you're likely to kill the boss. On this level, Ship Shape, I start the first half of the level with doing specific movement. As you will see, I will slide, jump fully to the right as much as I can, and then follow up with swinging my hammer until I hear that the enemy dies. Then it's 2 full jumps to the right, 2 slides, swing hammer until the enemy dies, full jump, walk off the edge, and as soon as I hear Kirby bump into an enemy, I hold upright so I can go through the door. So we can watch that in real time. I'll start with a slide and then a full jump, swing hammer. 2 full jumps to the right, 2 slides, swing hammer. Full jump and walk off, get hit and then hold upright. And then for this moment, I'm going to be listening for a specific moment in the music. Once it hits that specific moment, I will switch from holding up left to up right and start beat counting. I typically count out loud as I find that I'm a little more consistent with it. And on the 9th count, I don't count 9, I just press B and hold right and I should get the star. So right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, B hold right. And it's a very consistent level, and I typically always get 26 seconds, and if I don't get 26, it's just right under, which is like a 25.95 or something. Wheels down is extremely simple. You just hold B at the start, you can buffer the B so you immediately turn into the wheels. And as soon as Kirby hits the log and lands, Kirby will make a sound when he touches ground. So then you know when to jump and then transform into the wheels again. Unfortunately, I didn't jump correctly and I ran into the log, but it makes a noise when you do, so it's easy to recover. But I'm listening for Kirby to run into 4 enemies. If you press B as you're running into the 4th enemy, most of the time it will not take your input. So it's best to press B immediately after you hit the enemy, not during the hit. And right after I press B, I hold upright for about 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds before exhaling and transforming into the wheels again. And then it should take you to the end. Unfortunately here, I didn't hold upright long enough, but as you can see, when it's done right, you get right to the end. And the door's just to your left, so you can just tap left, press up, and the level's done. Skip a couple levels until I get to Meta Knight Strikes. This one is just memorizing where the enemies are and killing them. It's best to shoot the enemies into the other enemies to kill them faster. However, since they swing their axe, they can block you shooting their allies to each other. So for consistency, I just take them on one at a time. This is one of those levels that can definitely be done faster. I just do a more consistent yet slower method of eliminating them. It's just one of those levels that I just memorize their spawn patterns and just try to get to them as fast as I can before they move too much. For new heights, it's simple. I slide, absorb the enemy, slide back left, jump. You'll run into two enemies, which will slow down Kirby's landing on the cloud a bit, as well as when Kracko attacks you or tries to attack you, he can make a noise that negates your jump sounds. So for every jump, I do a small beat count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I know on 4 I should be on the cloud unless I hit the enemy, but I'll hear that I hit the enemy, so I know to delay another 1 or 2 beat count. You don't want to take too long jumping, or else Kracko will hit you, which will slow down how fast you finish this run. And what I'm listening for here is the second enemy. I know as soon as I make contact with it, there's one more cloud above my head. So I'll jump on it, and I'll do one more super jump and just hold upright. And you'll either get hit 0 times for Kracko up to the worst I've had, I think is 2 from that point. And so it becomes a 28 to a 32 second long level if done correctly. So as you can see, I'm just jumping, and then I'm listening for when I hit the second enemy. These are kind of slow jumps. That was unfortunate that, as you can see, I took too long with my jumps, and so Kracko got too close to me and it messed up that jump. But I know I was high enough anyways that I can just hold upright. I'm just going to get hit by Kracko a lot, and this is going to become an extremely slow new heights. But if you do it fast enough, it should be 7 seconds faster than this. Busting up bunkers. This one took me a long time to figure out how to do, but there is a consistent method. There's probably a faster method to get through this fight, but for the sake of this run, I hold left, and I just keep holding left until he hits me. If I absorb the star too fast and try to attack him with it, it changes up his pattern to a pattern I don't like. So I'll get hit and purposely wait a little bit before I absorb the star. Typically, I get right back in the corner when I grab the star, and it should put him into his next phase where he throws a coconut at me. So as soon as I get the star and I know he's on the ground, I'll turn around and shoot him. Then I'll absorb the coconut, shoot him, and then basically rinse and repeat. Go back to the left corner, wait till he hits me, absorb the star, and then shoot him. And I'm pretty sure I get it first try in this run. So I'm holding left, waiting until I hear him hit me. I delay grabbing the star slightly, just so I can get him in this pattern where he throws a coconut. And then I'm waiting for him to hit me again so I can get the star. And I wait until I hear him jump on me for me to shoot him. Coconut rush is extremely simple. As you can see, I run into this. You can probably count 2 seconds and jump, but I like running into it just to know exactly where I am. And afterwards, I jump and I dash and listen for 2 coconuts to fall. As soon as the second coconut falls, I will know that I can jump, and I'll wait until I get into the next wall, I guess you can call it. And at that wall, I'll do some slides, because if Kirby slides fast, I know I'm against a wall. And there, I jump onto the platform, I dash, and then jump, so I can clear this first jump while also getting myself in position to where I beat count for about 4 seconds. And I know after about 4 seconds I can exhale, and I'll either land in front of this enemy or I'll land on it. I actually like landing on it even though it's slower, just because at that point I know exactly where I am. But typically, if you don't hear Kirby swimming, you should know that you're on this far right platform, and then it's just a matter of getting to this door. Sometimes I exhale too early or inhale instead of getting to the door, and it takes a couple extra seconds to finish. Bombs away, pretty simple. I dash forward and try to absorb the first 2 enemies, and then I dash again. This second dash is very important, as Kirby will dash off a ledge, and when he makes contact with the ground, he'll make another dash sound. As soon as I hear that dash sound, I release the right on the D-pad, as then Kirby will walk forward a little bit while he's canceling his run, and then I know I'm in the correct position to attack the boss. I wait about a second for the boss to land so I can hit him with hopefully a superstar or whatever the big star attack is. And then I hold B to try to absorb a bomb. As soon as I get a bomb, I delay before shooting it, as sometimes the boss takes a second to land on the ground again. So dash forward, absorb 2, hopefully dash again, and as soon as I hear Kirby dash again, I let go right. Fortunately, I shot that too early. So then I restart the level so I can try again. Once I hear the dash release, shoot, absorb the bomb, and shoot again. It's mostly a simple level. Exit stage right, not much to it. I do a baby strat where I just hold upright and clear the entire level. Once I hear the music restart, or when I hear the fire enemy at the end shoot his fireball, I know I'm at the end of the level. And then it's just a matter of getting inside the door, which isn't too far from the bottom right corner. So I can fast forward a bit. Updraft. Just hold upright for, I think it's like 3 to 4 seconds. And then when I exhale, I hold right and listen for Kirby to land. Then I'll hold left, which he should then run into a wall, and then the doors to my right. Quick copy, and the level 1 of this game, you just absorb the enemy, and it's pretty simple. Taking flight, I try to dash, jump, inhale, and then exhale right after, and then slide with hopes that I bounce off the enemy. If not, then I just slide to kill the enemy and then get to the door normally. Inhale without fail, you just absorb. Super simple. Alrighty, so now onto Super Mario Bros. 2 Japanese version, which is probably the original Super Mario Bros. 2 before becoming Lost Levels outside of Japan. Not glitching it, I hold B at the start while holding right, and I'm listening for a specific moment of the Mario song. At the specific moment of the song, I hold left, I believe, so that way Mario slides a little. He'll keep the momentum and slide right, but by holding left, it's making him stop. And I'm either going to be under the block with the mushroom or just to the right of it most of the time. So if I hear a coin, I'm pretty sure I'm to the right of the mushroom block, so I move left, jump, and then I move right slightly in hopes that I get the mushroom and not too much that I run into a piranha plant. If you get to the block consistently, which you should based on the strategy, then you can actually listen to the music to have an idea when the piranha plant goes under. And at the time of the speedrun, I had memorized when the plant would go down at what music cue, so I can get to the poison mushroom safely. So right there, the da 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 da, and on that second dot is when I know to hold left. Unfortunately, in that case, I was to the left of the block, but actually, I'm surprised that I went to the right. Maybe I guess I figured that I slid too early and adapted to that. Most cases, I know I'm typically to the right of the mushroom block. And in here is I timed to the music of the song, so I know that the piranha plant is going under, or at least attempted to, but failed. Backup strategy, which luckily I'm showing here, is move right a little bit and wait for the mushroom to return to you. So I did not do that level justice. But typically it's just run at a specific moment of the song, stop running, get the block, and then find your own method of getting the poison mushroom. Here's another level where I'm listening to the music, and in between the first pause of the song, I know when to press A. I do not hold B to dash, and if done correctly, I should always get 1.86 seconds on this level. So for this example, the song is da 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 da, and as soon as there's that pause in between the pause of da da, I press A. So again, da 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 da, jump done. And 1.86 every time. As for this level, it's just memorizing the layout and using the warp pipes to my advantage. So I jump and hug this warp pipe, wait a second for enough time for the piranha plant to land. Then I do a full jump to land on the pipe, and I hold B because I know Luigi will run off the pipe and land safely on the next area. After this first jump, I wait a second to give Luigi enough time to run off the pipe, and then I just tap A in hopes that I can short hop over the Koopa Troopa. If I land on the Koopa Troopa, sometimes I bounce off of it and hit the piranha plant that follows. But the idea is to jump over it and hug the next warp pipe. And then, if done correctly, I wait a second so that way the piranha plant descends. And then I want to short hop onto the pipe and then long jump after so I can jump over the Goomba, followed by hopefully another long jump to get as high onto the steps as I can, and then it's just mashing A to finish the level. Unfortunately, I did not get high on the steps, and so I had to take all these slow and individually. Zelda 2. This relies solely on beat counting. So for this maze, it's just memorizing the layout of the maze and just counting. So it's 1, and then 2, and then 10, 6, almost 2. You can actually go slightly early between 1 and 2, left, up, and right. So for this example, I'll count out loud. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then for this area, I count with the music, and after I count to 6, I know I can jump and hold down right. Then I listen for 2 bounces on the enemy, and after the second bounce, I just hold right to complete the level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, jump, jump. It's a pretty simple level. Nayslayer, I know I reach the boss when the music changes, but I intentionally take damage so I lose my sword beam. That way when I get in this corner and start jump slashing, I don't push him back with the sword beam. And it's just basically, I roll my index and middle finger across AB. So AB, 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 AB. And you should always be able to hit the boss before he hits you in this corner. It's a bit of a slow strategy, but it's very consistent and easy to do. Magic Jar Excavation also is more beat counting. It's every 2 counts that I know I can jump. So 1, 1. On that second one, I jump. And on the 5th set of beat counting, I hold down to try to break the blocks. I'm listening for if there's a pause in breaking my blocks, or if I break all 5 or all 4 blocks consistently. And that will let me know if there's a pause in the block breaking, then I know I'm on the column with the magic jar and I just jump and hold down. If there is no pause, I'm typically to the left of the set of blocks that have the magic jar, so then I just swing to the right twice. So 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, hold down. There's no pause, so I know it's to the right. I think I just did a downward slash just in case I was above it. But typically if I don't hear a pause, then I know I'm to the left of the column with it. Here I count to 6 and then try to do timed jump attacks. So after 6, it's jump, wait a bit before slashing in the air. It's not like Nayslayer where it's AB, AB. It's more jump, slash, jump, slash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, jump, slash. And it's this timing. Luckily, I showed that off very well in that video. Sometimes if I get hit by the iron knuckle, it messes up my timing and it becomes a very sloppy level. This level, pretty simple. Just try to get on the bridge and hope that if you get hit by those blue guys, they don't mess you up. I have had one time before where I just did not do this level well at all because just somehow I kept getting pushed to the right by the blue dudes, which then pushed you down a step, and it just messed me up entirely. But the goal is just to get on the bridge. The bridge will make a noise when you're running across it, and then hold left to get to the end. Pretty simple level for the most part. Just the blue enemies can be a nuisance if you happen to jump into them. For Guma, I beat count to the music at the start, and on the 6th beat, I try to do a small jump and then count 2 more times, which should get me just enough to the boss, and then it's just a matter of attacking the boss, moving forward a bit, attacking, move forward until you feel you're in the right spot to get him trapped in the corner, and just keep attacking him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. And worked out very well. No bones about it. I listened to a specific moment in the music, and then I know to down attack. You want to hit him 3 times, just like that. Low-key hero, I hold down, press B, so that way I push myself off the wall, and then I just hold left. At the start of the level, I intentionally take these hits, and then I wait until I hear Link no longer taking hits. So now here there's going to be a pause, and I know as soon as I get hit one more time, because there will be one more rat looking enemy, when I get hit one more time, I just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unfortunately, I counted a little fast there and swung a little early, but it's fine. Cliff jumping is probably one of the most complicated levels for me to do in the 78 level run. There's a specific point where the halfway point, if I can get past the halfway point, then if I mess up, I can just brute force my way through. But if I cannot get past the halfway point, I probably will restart the level, as there's a very small platform at the halfway point. In here, I am counting to the beat of the music and timing my jumps based on that. And so at the start, it's 2. It's pretty much 2 on 2 I jump, 2, 4. Let me try to remember. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 4, 3, 4, 2, and then 4 afterwards, I believe. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, but sometimes in that instance I mess up. But I know on the 4th or on the 2nd set of 1, 2 I jump. So let me rewind that for actual clarity. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I can't hear the video that well, so I messed up that counting, but it's pretty much trying to count or listen to the music and jump at specific points of the music. Right here I failed, but I know that these are long platforms, so when I die, I can hold right slightly and then just jump again. And then if I hear that I'm hitting a bubble or still falling into the pit, there's probably a bubble in my way. And so I'll delay my walk when it rewinds, and then I'll walk forward and jump. So if I can get past... Let me show what platform I was talking about. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. This platform, if I can clear that platform, then I feel fine with the rest of the level. It's just that one platform that I find to be the hardest part of this level, Blindfolded. Fairy Finder, not much to it. Just collect the fairy. Unfortunately, I missed the first time, missed the second time. I actually don't know how many times I missed. Okay. The fairy has a weird hitbox, so it can be a little bit of a nuisance, but it's pretty straightforward of just collect the fairy. Here I count to 6, or I technically count to 7, but on the 7th count, I know I can do a downward slash, and it's just counting to the music. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, slash. Here I count about 2 seconds before I downward thrust left, and then I just alternate down left, down right, down left, down right. 1, 2, slash, 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 slash. And if I don't hear the enemy die, then I know to slash one more time. Here, I try to time my jump, and I'm hoping to land on the Goomba. As if I land on the Goomba, it actually makes me go slightly more to the right, which lets me find the block faster. You don't want to go too far to the right, because then if you hit the block with the mushroom on the right side of the block, the mushroom will go left and it ruins the level. So I try to still stay relatively left of the block and try to find it, so that way when I hit it, I should still be on the left side of it to collect the mushroom. So in that case, it worked out and I'm able to get the block fast. Pretty simple level. I hold to the right while holding B, then I do a full jump to the right, and then once I'm at this point, I let go of B, and then I hold left very slightly. You don't want to immediately jump when you hold left. You want to have a little bit of delay, and then you do a full jump left. If you jump too early, you'll miss one of the coins and have to get set up on the steps, but if done correctly, you should be able to collect all the coins. Here, I'm waiting for a specific moment of the song, as then I know I'm at this point of the pipe, and then I jump onto the pipe, hold B, and as soon as I hear Mario hit the Goomba, I hold left, and I'm most of the time under the block with this strategy. If not, and then I know most of the time when I miss the block, I'm to the right of the block, and I try to adjust myself and find the block just like that. Hammer Bro, I try to jump and shoot a fireball so I can hit him, and then I collect the item. Pretty straightforward level. Another pretty straightforward level. I hold right, and then I know after a while I can jump, and then the warp pipe's just above me. Here, I hold right without holding B, and I jump at a specific moment of the song, and then I go to the right corner and get the Tanuki suit. Kaboom Boom, I will dash to the right, and as soon as I hear the boss fight starts, I try to jump over him and get into the right corner. And then after the initial boss music starts, the da 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 da, then I know that I can jump as he typically dashes towards me at the end of the da 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 da. And then if I do jump on his head, then it's just timing the jumps to ensure that when he pops out back out of his shell, that you can land on his head over and over again to collect the orb. So I'll jump over and wait for a specific moment of the song. And then it's just timing my jumps. If I get hit, it's fine. I should be safe enough with the invisibility frames to get another jump in and jump on his head. For the curtain call battles that I do, which are 2 of them, again, I'm waiting for the initial da-da-da-da, and after that, I jump, and I'm pretty sure every time I do a full jump, I can get 3 tail wiggles in the air. I don't know what to call them, but typically after the 3rd wiggle, I jump on the boss, the boss, I think, really runs under me, and after I hop off their head, I hold left and listen for 3 tail wiggles, and on the 3rd one, I let go of whatever's helping me glide, or I guess I stop tail wiggling so I know I can land on the ground, and then do a full jump and do more tail wiggles to delay my descent in hopes that I land on the boss's head. And then it's just a matter of just jumping and hoping that they walk under you, and then memorizing where their magic wands are when you kill them. 1, 2, 3. Then I let go or stop pressing A, and then I'm just holding left and trying to jump on their head. Occasionally I'll move to the right to see if I can get on their head, but I think more times than not, moving to the right messes me up, so I may just go back to just staying in the left corner. And then pretty much the same strategy for this boss fight. 1, 2, 3, jump, and then hope that I land on his head. And I picked the left corners as they typically will walk more than they jump. Oh, I see that I messed it up. I was, as you can see, trying to jump to the right and landing on his head messed me up. So it's just best if I stay in the corner. But there's that little dent or little sectioned off area where if he moves left and right without jumping, then he typically stays in that area and then it's easy to jump on his head. Balloon fights mostly are simple. I actually time my A's to the music, so tap, 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 easy. Here I found that I can hold B while holding left, and then it's like what I describe as me making tick noises. It's like tick, tick, tick. And then after that, I wait till I hit the first balloon, and then I just slowly tap A to try to get enough height to kill the other two enemies. It doesn't always work, but since it's a short level, it's very fast to restart. Tick, 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 let go of B. And then just tapping A here and there to try to clear out the rest. And then here is the same strategy, just tap A to the music, but when I hit the first balloon, I will hold B until, what's the timing that I do? I think that's where it's like 5 ticks, like tick, 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 and I let go of B and hold left. Da, 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 da. I think typically if you hit that top balloon, you can let go of B and you should be safe to hold left. Ice climbers, it's just learning how to ascend these blindfolded. There's really no strategy other than if you don't hear anything above you when you are jumping, you're probably clear to jump. But the game is so clunky that it's just, you just hope that you ascend. That was one of my fastest ascents on that level. Normally, I mess up a lot and it takes me longer. I don't like the ice climbers controls. Excite Bite, not much to talk about. Memorize where the arrows are. Hold B when you can. Hold A when you can't hold B any longer. Here I know that there's a ramp up top and arrows up top, so that's why I go to the top. Again, marathon runs, I would be doing the level heating up. Since it's a personal best attempt, I replace heating up with the body will follow. In rhythm, I stay on the bottom lane. I hold B until I get to this first jump area, and then I let go of B, and I wait until the second set of jumps. So right here, I'll start holding B again, because I know that there's arrows right after. I hold B until I can't anymore, and then I wait until I land in some mud. Then I know to hold B for those arrows. I hold B as much as I can until it makes a warning, then I let go of B and wait till I slow down on these set of muds to hold B again, and that level's pretty simple. Here, again, I'm beat counting to the music, and in between 10 and 11, I know is roughly where the door is. If I get to 11 and the beat count, I typically walk past the doors, so I wait till 10, and then I just brute force try to find the door by pressing left, press up, press left, press up until it works. And then here I just count to the music. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There I let go a little too early, holding left, but overall an easy level. This one is another easy level. You hold right, hold B, mash A to pull up a turnip, or hold right and mash B to pull up a turnip. Here, the music starts off something along the lines of da 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 da, and I'm waiting until like the second set of da 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 to try to pull up the beaker or flask. I don't know what it is. I don't want to go too far to the right, or else the enemies will spawn. And I don't want to dash, or I don't want to mash B either, as I don't want to accidentally throw the potion or whatever it's called. So I'm trying to pick it up safely. That way when I hit B again and I'm not moving, it just drops the door right in front of me. And then it's just a matter of getting to the mushroom, which will always be to the left. So I jump left, didn't land on it, jump left again, landed on it, and got the mushroom. This is another one where I listen to the music to time my jumps. Once you get up to here, then you have an idea that the snakes are going to come down, so I just start mashing B, let them come to me so I can kill them. This one I don't have much of a strategy of other than just memorize the layout and imagine in your brain and try to react to it. I don't know if I mess it. I think I mess it up in this personal best attempt. Yeah, as you can see, I accidentally got trapped under there, unfortunately. Lost a lot of time. I've practiced this level a lot since then, and so far I haven't messed up this bad since my practice. But again, it's just pretty much have a mental idea of the layout of this, go for the vase, and the only note that I have is once you break the vase in the bottom right corner, you can walk about 5 to 6 steps before you shoot the bottom left vase, and then it's just climbing back up on the left side, taking those vases out before taking out the middle. This one is one of the easiest levels in the run. You hold left until you land in the pit or spa, whatever it's called. After you hear 7 noises, you can jump out and into the door. This level, half the time, if I look to the right and start mashing B, I can kill all 8 as they all come towards me. Even if they hit me, they tend to like get stuck on my body and I kill them. The other half of the time, they'll stay hovering up. You see how there's this one in the top left? It will just go right and then left. It will stay that high. I've had up to 3 stay up there. And then it's just after about 10 seconds, if I'm not hearing that the level's completed and if I don't hear any more dying, I typically have an idea of, oh, they're staying up left horizontal or going horizontally in the highest platforms. And so then it's just maneuver to this middle platform to the right side and just shooting upwards. But luckily in this run, they all 8 came to me and it was a fast level. For this level, I hold left and I'm listening for when I run into the eggplant enemy. And what I want to do is in this first room, when I run through the first enemy, I want to turn around, mashing B until he dies, and then turn back left to kill the other one. Although in this video, I see that I killed the left one first and then right. Typically, I kill the right one first in this room, then left. And then I'm mashing B until I hear that I'm hitting the snakes, which tells me I'm far enough to the left to be able to jump and go through the door. I continue to mash B as when I hear a pause in my shooting, I know I've hit the door. This room, instead of, it's pretty much what I did in the first room for this video, but here I run into the eggplant and instead of turning around and shooting the one to the right, I intentionally walk through him to kill the one on the left and then shoot the one on the right. The reason I take the damage running into them is so I can get in between them. And as long as I'm in between them, they shouldn't be able to turn me into an eggplant, as that makes you have to rewind and you lose time. Overall, I find that to be a very simple level. Just like these Donkey Kong levels, I listen for 19 steps and then I climb up. If I don't hear Mario climbing up, or Jumpman, I guess technically, then I assume that I've undercounted and I tap right and try to climb up the ladder. Here's 19 steps again to get to the first ladder, 11 steps to the left to the second, and then 10 more steps to the left before you get under the hammer. Some of the easiest levels in the game. I don't know what I did wrong there, but super simple. And then this one, I believe, is 6 to 7 steps to the right. What do I do in this video? Okay. I'm only gonna talk about this alternate strategy only because I now do it differently. After this middle ladder on the bottom rung, which is 6 to 7 steps to the right, I know 4 steps to my right is the next ladder, and it's actually slightly faster to take that ladder and then to collect the umbrella than what I'm doing in this video, which is, oh man, what is it, about 12 to 14 steps to the right. So I climb up the ladder that I just passed, and then it's pretty much the same of collect the umbrella, jump over the gap because you create a gap, and then hold left until the purse, the rivet, climb up that ladder. After the rivet, climb up the ladder immediately after to get the last umbrella. You want to be as fast as you can so that way the fireball guys don't get you. But it is kind of random where they spawn and how they go towards you, but it shouldn't be a problem if you're fast enough. Especially with what I was describing of climb the first ladder to the right and then immediately climb the following ladder and not pass it up like I did in this video. I almost took too long and got killed there. Here, I'm listening until Samus starts running again, as when she walks off the ledge, there'll be a small moment where I don't hear her running. As soon as I start hearing her running again, I full jump to the left, and when I hear her land, I full jump to the left again, and I want to walk off the ledge. Most of the time, if I only hold left when I walk off the ledge, I will miss the morph ball. So when I walk off the ledge, I try to release left slightly and then hold left again so I don't overshoot the morph ball. Just like that. Here, I move to the left a little and aim up. When I hear that the enemy dies, I run to the right and shoot. One of the easiest levels to do, blindfolded. Here is another easy level. Hit select, blow up the door, run through the door. And as soon as I hear Samus running in the next room, I do a full jump, shoot, and then jump. This level, I hold right until I don't hear Samus running anymore. Then when I know that when she's not running, I'm up against the wall and I do a full jump. And I try to get a couple more jumps in. If I hear her not running, I know I'm trapped in one of those crevices, I guess. Otherwise, I hold right and listen for when an enemy hits me. He'll make a noise and then it'll make another noise when it blows up. After it blows up, I jump to the right. I jump and then tap right so I can land on this spot. And once I land, I know I can hold right and do a full jump, and it should get me to the missiles. This level is very tricky. I'm not very consistent at it, but I've been practicing to get more consistent. I don't know what strategy I do in this video, but now I listen for the first fireball. After the enemy seahorse looking thing shoots its first fireball, I hold left briefly before I do a full jump, and immediately as soon as Samus lands, I try to do another full jump before this hedgehog looking enemy hits me. If I can get the full jump off, I can typically land on the one square platform and just walk off of it to land on the actual bigger platform. And once I land on the big platform, I try to do a full jump to the left, blow up the door. Actually, I'm very curious to know what I do. Okay, so it's pretty much the same thing as what I explained. Full jump, blow up the door. As soon as I hear Samus land or start walking, I do a full jump. And then here I just jump and just mash B. Sometimes the missiles shoot above and under the orb, so I do a couple jumps while mashing B to ensure that I hit the orb at least in one of those jumps before grabbing it. Here I run to the right until I hear Samus stop running. Then I turn on Morph Ball, tap right 3 times, like as light of a tap as I can 3 times. Press B to blow up the block, and then I hold right after it blows up. I hold right, and then I turn back into normal Samus and start holding B to start shooting. That way, if everything's done correctly, then I'll immediately break the door as soon as I land and can go through it. The other reason I want to turn big is if for some reason I mess up and go over the hole, if I turn back to normal Samus and start shooting right and go through the wrong door, the game will immediately let me know, hey, you did that wrong, and then I can restart the level. So tap, 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 try to blow that up, turn big, start shooting right. And then if everything's done right, I'll break the door. And as soon as I hear myself go through the door, as you can see, I'm holding down and right. The nice thing is, even though I'm holding down, Samus will not turn into a morph ball. And so it will only take the right input for running. But as soon as I walk on the elevator, because I'm holding down, it would immediately clear the level for me. So I don't need any timing for that. Wizrobe Warrior. After enough practice, I found that losing my sword beam sucks. And so if I get hit by the orange Wizrobe above me, I restart the level. Otherwise, the strategy is shoot the beam to the left, shoot the beam up to kill the two orange Wizrobes, and then I'm just mashing A until a specific moment of a song. And once the specific moment of the dungeon song is reached, I will start swinging to the left in hopes that I kill the two blue Wizrobes that typically are to my left. And if the level's not completed by then I know that there's one more Wizrobe alive and he's almost always to my right. I think in this run, I get hit and I still try to complete the level, which it is doable if you get hit. It's just far slower, and as you can see in this case, because I didn't kill that blue Wizrobe, it's taking even longer, and so I just lose a lot of time. Shoot left, shoot up, and that's when I realized, oh, I just don't want to lose my sword beam. And now I just swing up until this room is pretty simple. I tap up twice and start mashing A. If I don't hear Link swinging his sword, then I tap up one more time and start hitting A. The purpose of this is to stay in this doorway while swinging up. As long as I'm in the doorway, the Dark Nuts can't push me. And the way I believe they're programmed is sometimes they walk away from Link, but most of the time they walk towards Link. And as long as I can stay in this doorway, they almost always come to me and die in less than 20 seconds. The goal is to kill them in 10 seconds, but sometimes they are jerks and like to take even longer to die. But as you can see, I'm stuck in this doorway, so even if they hit me, I don't move. And they pretty much walk to their death. Deadeye, aka Goma. I move up, move left, and then shoot up. And then after I shoot up, I move left and then shoot up again, move right, and shoot up. Sometimes I can get the quick kill, and it's a 1.7-ish time to kill Goma. If I don't get the quick kill, then at this point I've been listening for at least one hit. If I don't hit Goma at all during those first 3 shots, I restart. If I hit her at least once, then I'll move to the right just enough to walk past the door, and then I hold down. The reason I hold down is when Goma shoots, I guess, projectiles at me. I don't think I've ever been pushed to the left or to the right when she shoots me in that very spot. And so it's always been safe just to hold down. Once you get past the door, hold down. And then at a specific moment of the song, I know I can look up and start bombarding arrows, and I typically can kill Goma then. But I believe I get the quick kill in this video, which feels so nice, blindfolded. Here, I time my movements to the music. Da dun, I hold left, and then when it's like da dun dun, I da 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 da. As you can see, I was holding left, and then I went up and then hold left again to the beat of the song, then I know I can do sword beams. I want to do 3 sword beams, and I'm listening for after the third sword beam for the Zola, I believe it's called, to shoot a projectile at me, which my magic shield should block. And once I hear that I blocked that projectile, I know it's safe again to do 2 more sword beams. If you're fast enough, you can do a third sword beam without doing the strategy, but I do a safety strat where after the 5th total sword beam, I move to the right to try to get out of the Zola's hitbox because he likes to spawn right next to Link. And then I shoot a sword beam to the left to try to kill the Lionel. So 1, 2, 3, tink, 1, 2, move to the right, shoot left. And as you can see, that Zola spawned right next, or popped up right next to me. And if you don't move to the right and you take a little bit too long because of the enemy being put there, he'll hit you before you get your 6th sword beam, which then ruins that entire level to get done fast. Here, I just count 1, 2, and then place a bomb, and just the dongo's pretty easy. This is another instance again where I listen to the music. Da 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 da. So right there, I hold down, and then when it's like da da, I tap left twice and then throw a fireball up. And then I should be able to enter this room if done correctly. And as soon as I hear that I've walked down the steps, I try to hold right. Or I'm sorry, hold upright. Unfortunately, I didn't do it correctly here. And I was worried that I somehow moved to the wrong spot. I hadn't messed it up in so long that I didn't realize holding upright there would just make me walk into the pig, the moblin, whatever he's called, bokoblin, I don't remember. I thought because I was holding upright, Link was going to the uprightmost of that cave, and I was not going to be able to find the rupee. As you can see, if you mess that up, the rupee's just to your bottom right, or just diagonally to your down right. But because I hadn't messed it up in so long, I didn't realize that that's what happened. But now I can show I'm holding right. And as soon as I hear the text appear, then I hold upright, and then it should let me walk into the rupee just fine. Here I hold upright, and I count 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding upright should always let you walk in that weird zigzag to get behind Aquamentus. And then as long as you don't get pushed to the left of him, which sometimes happen unfortunately, as long as that doesn't happen, you should be able to just swing your sword to the left and kill Aquamentus pretty easily. Here I count to 3 based off the dungeon music. 1, 2, 3. And on 3, I swing down, which should kill the 2 keys. And then after I hear them die, I start swinging up, and then I press right, and then press and hold right, and then hold down, which should make Link go down, and as soon as he gets as far down as he can, he'll move to the right. Just like what I'm doing here, I'm buffering right down, and Link will prioritize going down in the overworld like this. And then once a specific spot of the music, I know I can hold up and bomb, and I'm either directly under the cave or I'm just to the left of it. So if I don't hear me completing the level at this point, I hold up and right, and it will finish the level for me. This one's just memorizing. I move to the right, and then I'm just shooting upwards until that first Octorok dies. Then I will move up a little more, and then try to kill these next 2. And once I hear those 2 die, I hold up for about 2 seconds, and I shoot a beam to the left. This one is pretty easy to get the world record time, 7.88. I hold left briefly, and after a little bit, I hold up left. And by holding up left, if you went left enough, Link will always enter the cave frame perfectly. Because in the overworld, if you hold up and a direction, or down or up in either up left or up right, or down left, down right, Link will prioritize up or down. So in this instance, by holding up left in the overworld, Link will prioritize going up, and as soon as he can't go up anymore, he will go left until he can go up again. And so by starting off the level by going left a little bit and then holding up left, he will go up, and as soon as he touches that green mountain, he will go left, and as soon as he can go up again, he will enter the cave. And once I hear I enter the cave, I hold right, and by holding right, as you can see, Link will briefly inch inch himself to the right, or looking right, and then as soon as I hear the text going, I hold upright. And because Link moved to the right slightly, by holding up right, he will finish going right, and then we'll go up and collect the sword, and I should always get 7.88 on that. And then it's just the final 5 levels. Here, this is more of a feeling of when I think I'm at the end of the coins. I hold dash to the right, and when I think I'm towards the end, I'll tap left, so that way Mario slides and turns around, preventing him from going in that warp pipe, and then it's just jumping up and collecting the rest of the coins. Here I walk into the Goombas, and as soon as I hear myself touching the Goombas, I will hold left. Although I don't think I held left in this video. I think I just allowed myself to. Typically, once I get hit by this Goomba, I'm almost always under the 4th block. So then, if I'm correct and I'm under the 4th block, then I know there's one more block to the right of that block, which I can collect. Yeah, that's why I hold left, is so Mario doesn't slide after getting hit. But the idea is get the 4th block, then go right to get the 5th block, and then move back left to get the remaining 3 to complete the level. Here, I just try to time my jumps to the music. Da-da, jump, jump, da-da-da-da-da, jump, and then just mashing A. Unfortunately, again, I was low on the steps, so I took a long time to go up the steps by mashing A. Here, I'm always worried that I'm going to miss a coin and then take too long to beat it, so I always take it too slow. But the idea is you want to walk into the... There's 3 rows of coins, as you can see. You want to get a coin on the bottom row, and you know when you walk into a bottom row, you can just jump upwards and collect the coins. It's like here, I got those 2, so I'm moving to the right. I should be able to just walk slightly to the right until I hear a coin noise and then jump to collect the 2 above it. As you saw what I did right there. But I'm always panicking that I missed a coin, so I will do those random jumps. Took way longer to do that level than I needed to, but at the end of the run, I was just nervous of messing up and losing too much time. Here's another one of those where you just time your jump to clear the Goomba. And then if I hit a block and it's a coin, I know exactly where I am. If I hit a block without a coin or a mushroom, then I know to move left. And then it's just, I'm almost always to the right of the mushroom, so then I can just move left and jump and collect the mushroom to then finish the run. And that's basically the 78 levels blindfolded of Nintendo World Championship. Most of it's beat counting, some of it's just memorizing level and reacting to it. I'd say overall it's actually much easier to do than many people might think. The hardest part is just remembering what 78 levels you're going to do and how to do them and where they are in the menuing, rather than executing the levels themselves. You would think that's the hardest part, but in my opinion, it's memorizing everything else that's harder. But for those who watched, I hope you enjoyed, and good luck to anyone that needs it.